Disabilities Issues and Updates on BCTV is supported by the Berks County Center for Independent Living, Abilities in Motion.
Hello, and welcome to Disabilities Issues and Updates. I am Teresa Faulkner, the Consumer Community Outreach Coordinator for Abilities in Motion. We are located at 210 North 5th Street, Reading, PA. The zip code is 19601, and our telephone number is 610-376-0010, and my direct extension is actually 108. If you have questions, concerns, things that you'd like to see on our show, call that same number, 610-376-0010. My direct extension is 108. If any of our viewers would like to call in and ask questions, please call in at 610-378-0426. Today's guest is Shelly Hauser, and she is our community coordinator. Our topic today is the LEAP program and AIM social media. Mm-hmm. Welcome, Shelly. So nice to have you with us.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
It's lovely. Hey, it's Friday.
Listen, let's talk about LEAP. Mm-hmm. This is a program that's actually being handled at Abilities in Motion. So let me ask you the question, what is LEAP?
LEAP is a fairly new program for our company, and it's a loan exchange assisted program. It is an opportunity for us to create partnerships and work with the community and get exchange items that are in need for persons with disabilities. So it's a way to empower the person with a disability and be able to maintain their independence and health. So we get donations and we loan them back out to the community.
Wonderful.
So,
wonderful.
yeah.
Why do people look to LEAP, the LEAP program, for help? Why do they look to us?
Because we have been in Reading area for 27 years now, a long time. Mm-hmm. You know, we're a keystone of the area of Berks County, and sometimes persons that are in need for short periods of time or long periods of time just cannot get the equipment that they need to maintain their health, their safety, safe transfers through the community or through their insurance. And sometimes they just don't know who to ask, so they come to us and they look at us to be a beacon of resources, of information, and we just keep getting better and better and better. Sometimes we find people that get home mods, and in talking to them, they need a ramp outside their home, mm-hmm. but they also need a toilet seat lifter that would raise their toilet seat up a few inches. Mm-hmm. So in that case, I went with my coworker to talk about the ramp, but landed up finding out that she had a whole totally different, in going through her home, she had a totally different need. So I was able to bring the LEAP program into her, educate her, and say, hey, how are you transferring from your power chair that's customized to the toilet? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I can, but I end up dropping down like 3-4 inches, mm-hmm. and then I can get down onto the toilet seat, but then I have a problem getting back up and lifting myself back into my chair. Mm-hmm. So in that case, I said, well, we have this little, thing that clamps onto your toilet seat, and it raises you up about 4 inches. And I called her about a month later, and she was just utterly thrilled because it was an even horizontal transfer.
Now I need to ask the question, was that person able to transfer independently? Because we always talk about our mission statement, helping you to be more independent. So just those couple of inches, because you said it was kind of short,
it was
a couple of inches.
Yeah.
So with you getting that item through the LEAP program, giving it to her, did it make her more independent?
She was yes. The short answer is yes. She was able to transfer without it, mm-hmm. but it was very unsafe.
Okay.
And she had the possibility of wrenching her shoulders to lift herself up into her chair, into her power chair. But this was a nice horizontal, even transfer, so she was able to do it faster and more safely and independently. So it was a small little item that she wasn't able to, didn't know existed and couldn't afford, was able to get it through the LEAP program, and it makes her more independent, and she feels so much more proud of herself that she's able to accomplish that, and especially for us, it's in a safer manner.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Safer transfer, yeah.
In your conversation, you brought up an issue concerning insurance. Does it matter what insurance I have or a person has to participate in the LEAP program? Does it matter?
No. The short
Okay.
answer is no.
Okay.
We do try to have them work with their insurances, or if they're on a state waiver, have them work with their service coordinator from any agency, and just kind of figure out, are there alternatives to obtain this item? If not, or it's going to take 6-8 months to acquire a simple item that would help them be more safe, then we can step in. So it's not, we don't have anything to do with the insurances. We don't talk to the insurances. We try and find other resources for them first. And if not, we are more than welcome, if we have the item, we are more than willing to work with them and help them out to obtain the item that they need.
One of the things that I hear a lot when I go out into the community, or persons that will be at community events, they'll say to me, "I don't need that right now. I don't need your services right now."
Sure.
Because of the fact that they're thinking, or they're in their mind, they don't have a disability. But when I think about a situation in the LEAP program, I perhaps have to go into the hospital and say have a knee replacement.
Sure.
Can you help me?
Yes. So the program is set up to assist persons with disabilities.
Okay.
So a knee surgery, for a short period of time, you have a disability.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Okay.
But we are here to help them, and the insurance company wouldn't pay for something short term, such as a walker or a
Okay.
wheelchair or a transfer chair or something that needed in such a short term. We did have a woman come in off the street and say, "Hey, I know of your company. I'm having my knee replaced."
Okay.
Yeah, ironically.
Okay.
And she said, my insurance agency is not going to pay for a walker. Do you have anything? I said, you know what? Let me check. So I checked my stock and my inventory, and we absolutely had a walker to loan her. I met with her later that day. She swung back after work, and she borrowed it for about 4 to 6 weeks.
Wonderful.
And she said she did use it the first 2 or 3, and then she kind of phased herself out. And I said, let me ask you, what did that do for you? And she said, well, it felt good that it was my safety net, knowing that it was just there, that when I absolutely needed it. But then after a couple of weeks, I got more comfortable, more stable. I healed. My pain level was down. But she said if I tripped, it was right there for me to prevent myself. And then it was easier for her to separate and let go once she felt like 4 to 5, 6 weeks out. And she returned it, and she said, this was wonderful. I don't have to store it. I don't have to clean it. I don't have to keep it. And I know I'm going to give it back, and it's going to go pay it forward to somebody else. So she got exactly what she wanted out of the program. And we were just so thrilled to be able to help her. Even on a short-term basis, we were thrilled.
And I think our viewers would understand that there is such a thing of short-term disability,
Absolutely.
or it could be a long-term disability. How many counties do you help with the LEAP program? How many counties are there?
Let me count. I think we're up to, 17,
17,
18 of them. So I have a list, actually, so our viewers can hear everywhere that we're at.
Okay.
So we are in Berks,
Okay.
Montgomery, Lancaster, Chester, Delaware, Philadelphia, Bucks, Lehigh, Northampton, Carbon, Schuylkill County, Northumberland, Dauphin, Cumberland, Franklin, Adams, Lebanon, and Luzerne is our newest. So, yes.
So if a person lives in those counties, not Berks County,
Right.
where do they call? Where would they call
Yeah.
to get information about the LEAP program? Where would they call?
They'd call our main office at 610-376-0010. And my name is Shelley, and I am at extension 142, and I'm the primary contact for that, And so we would discuss what the disability is, what the need is, the length of time of the loan, and and just unpeeling that onion and finding out. Sometimes we find that they not only need a walker, but they could also use a commode or a shower bench, especially like with the knee replacement.
Okay.
You know, somebody could need the walker, but they'd also feel a little more safe and secure with the toilet commode for a while, or the shower bench for 4 to 6 weeks, short term or long term. Or they just had back surgery, you know, and they're unstable. So it's an easier way for them just to kind of heal, give them time to heal in a safer environment if they don't have the grab bars and all the bells and whistles, because they have a short-term disability like a knee replacement, or it's a new disability to them.
Okay.
You know, if it's a new disability to them, they don't have all the services set up, and that could take months. So this is a way to kind of get in there right when they're released from the hospital. Sometimes I coordinate with service coordinators. I have a wheelchair in my office waiting, and the service coordinator that works for Abilities in Motion is going to let me know when that person's discharged from hospital. When that person's discharged, on discharge day, my service coordinator will coordinate services with me, pick that chair up, get the form to fill out, and make sure that that wheelchair is delivered either to the hospital or the rehab or to that person's home that very day that they come home. So they can get to their doctor appointments, their post-op, you know, post-rehab, regular doctor's visits, and they can get to their rehab visits. They can get out into the community, and they're not stuck for 4, 6, 8 weeks or longer until they get through all the insurance red tape.
Here in Berks County, we have so many community services. And one of the things, in order to get a service, a lot of places will ask, well, I need proof. In order to get the items from the LEAP program, do you need proof? Or what proof do you need that I have a disability?
You know, a disability for every person is different. You know, my disability is on the outside. Other coworkers, their disabilities on the inside. You know, but in talking about what their need is, if they feel that they need these items, you know, for whatever health issues they're having, short-term or long-term, it's a disability, you know, and our main goal in this program is to assist persons with disabilities in the communities that we serve to, you know, help maintain their health, their hygiene, and their independence and safe transfers, and the ability to get out into the community. Let me give you an example. I have a young gentleman who was released from the hospital,
Okay.
and needed to go, is normally in a bed at all times. So his disability is quite severe.
Okay.
And he needed to come home from the hospital and go to his regular family doctor for the script for a wheelchair. And he also needed to go to his pulmonary doctor for his breathing apparatus and machine and equipment supplies.
So there was a lot of things.
Going on, and this was a fairly new disability for this person, so wasn't quite set up on the waiver. And so he was discharged and brought home from the ambulance. So that's great, but he didn't have a wheelchair yet, and he needed to go on the BARDA bus system on a wheelchair to get to the doctor's offices to get the script for the wheelchair that he didn't have yet. So it was this catch-22. He needed the wheelchair to get to the doctor for the script for the wheelchair, but he couldn't get on public transportation. So what was this poor person to do? You know, and his parents were scratching their head. You're like, what am I going to do? So I got this call, and they were quite panicked. And we talked at length about what the disability was, what the need was, and we were able to loan them not only a wheelchair, but I had a floor model little triangular thing with the little bike pedals on it. And it was an exercise thing. And I was talking to the father, and I said, hey, we have this unit, and it's a unique piece, but you're complaining that your son's legs are cramping, and therapy hasn't been set up yet. And you see what I'm saying? So this was able to put them in a recliner chair or in some sort of, you know, chair that this young person could sit, and they could put his feet in the straps, and he could practice and get his legs circulation for blood, you know, stretch those muscles out, and just kind of give them something rather than having atrophy of him just laying in a bed. This kind of gave him some exercise until, you know, the insurance had set in. So, you know, it's that talking together, it's that peeling of the onion, it's working together, you know, and finding out, you're coming for this into particular item, but there may be some other things that you need that we have that you don't realize.
Okay.
So,
I'm sure our viewers are thinking, well, what items do you offer? Can you tell me what type of items you offer through the LEAP program? Can you give me a listing?
it constantly changes.
Okay.
Depending on what's borrowed, what's reassigned, but we take wheelchairs and walkers, commodes, shower benches, crutches, canes. We had a quad cane. That was a unique piece that we had.
Okay.
We have some wrist and leg braces, but we don't also need to make sure that a therapist would think that that was appropriate.
Okay.
We have transfer chairs, which have the 4 small wheels rather than the 2 big wheels in the back. So that's for light transfers, for somebody that doesn't have or cannot with their shoulders push themselves through the chair. Every once in a while we get a hospital bed. It's not something that we want to keep because they are so bulky. But for the right persons that we've received and then immediately turned around and lent them back out, it was a perfect fit for them and they were very grateful in the communities.
I was thinking, do you have shower chairs or shower benches, things that would help persons to transfer into the tub for a shower?
Some are really tiny because some of these row homes in the communities are very skinny. But we also have longer ones that sometimes fit outside the shower area, the tub area, and that way they can transfer, sit down, and just slide over into their shower area, and that's a little easier than them trying to step into the tub. We have 2 units, one's been loaned out, but we came across a young person who needed leg therapy. And again, therapy wasn't set up yet for them. But I did talk to a visiting nurse, and it's a Danny 400, I believe it is, and it's a long bed that they put their leg on, and it's on a motor track, and it just bends the knee slowly in and out.
Okay.
And so that if they have a knee replacement and they need that exercise, and the therapist is working on one side and they need to work on that on the other side, it's a great unit. They were donated to us by a facility, and we're very grateful to have them. Like I said, one went out, and the nurse that visits is thrilled that they have that unit for that consumer.
So I was sitting here thinking, I was thinking about donations, and there was a lot of things going through my mind. Tell me what you don't take.
There's a lot of things we don't take. Most of the time, things with motors.
Yes.
The power chairs, they only last 4 or 5 years, and they're customized for each individual person with their own disability and special needs. Typically, we don't take a hospital bed unless we know it's fairly new and it's in great shape and that we have somebody that needs it right out. So we can transfer it out. Anything that's CPAPs or breathing machines, dialysis machines, there's no way we could properly sterilize them, and we wouldn't want to have anybody get an infection from anything that we gave them. So those personal items are a no-no.
So if persons have or viewers have questions, they would call and you would tell them what you would or would not accept.
And we would talk about it and discuss. Yep,
Very good,
absolutely.
very good. I know that there is a word out there. It kind of makes me a little nervous. This technology.
Yes.
Are there other programs that offer assistive technology?
Well, assistive technology. Yes.
Assistive technology.
It's technically described as any piece of equipment or product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functionality, capabilities of an individual with a disability. And we talked about those. It could be a walker, a commode, a shower bench, as simple as that. But it could be something way more technologically advanced, like an iPad, or pushing buttons on your phone to let the garage door open or front door unlock for somebody who is
not able.
who's not able to get up and do that themselves. So our program LEAP comes from PIAT, which is the Pennsylvania Initiative Assistive Technology Program. They come out of Temple University, and they were founded with the Stabler Foundation and PIAT. And so the 2 wonderful groups have come together to kind of guide us through the process and help us give back to the community and work with the community. We get things from lawyers' offices, other home care agencies, and just individuals off the street. My wife passed away, they're going into hospice or whatever. So we're able to kind of bring more people through the door and get more items out and meet more people into the community and help them. It's a wonderful program through PIAT, and we're very excited.
Who can assist me with customized technology?
Oh, okay. Well, we have a great group that we started a little partnership with, PAFT.
Okay.
And that is the Pennsylvania Assistive Technology Foundation. And actually, we're very grateful. Our local office is in King of Prussia. And I have spoken to the staff over there, and they're very excited to know what we're doing here as the local LEAP, one of the local LEAP groups, REAP groups that we have. They offer low interest or 0% interest on loans. So say if you want a minivan, or a ramp put in the home, or the technology we talked about, like with the Amazon Echo, where you can speak to it and then it'll do things for you throughout the house. They can help you. If you can't afford that and you're on a fixed income because of your disability, they can absolutely work with you and get you a no interest or a low interest. She said sometimes it's only like $20 a month to pay off, and then it's theirs. The technology's there. They will educate them. They will kind of help customize and adapt what they need and find what technology's out there and go, I know you kind of thinking this, but this would work for you so much better.
Wonderful.
So they're a great team to work with. So.
Well, look, let me ask you this question. What's the loan process? Very quickly, can you tell me what it is?
Sure.
If I want to get something from LEAP, what do I need to do?
Okay, first of all, you call our main office, again, 610-376-0010, and I'm at extension 142. And we talk about their needs. We find what equipment we may have in stock. If we can't find it that I have it in stock, I can reach out to a website and connect with other LEAP groups in the community and do that. And fill out a survey form of why you need it and just your contact information. And it's a small one-time only, $10 loan process. That kind of helps us with, getting the items in, cleaning them up, sterilizing them, tagging them, and getting it back out the door.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Thanks. I hear this slogan all the time, pay it forward, but you came up with a new slogan for the LEAP program. Go ahead and give it.
Well, since our program's called LEAP,
Okay.
we came up with a little leapfrog.
All right.
He's our little mascot, and we want you to leap it forward, kind of like jumping from one lily pad to another. And, we get the donation, and then we leap it out to the next lily pad, and then it comes back to our pad, and it goes out to another lily pad. And so we talk about it, leaping it forward.
Wonderful.
So it's just a way for us to work with the community, and it's just been a wonderful, positive program, and a lot of great, I could go on and on all day, but a lot of great stories have come out of how we've been able to help.
Very good. Shelley is not only the person in charge of our LEAP program, but she also deals with social media. And so she's going to give us some announcements, some events that are coming up, and go ahead and put it out there. Give it to our viewers.
Give it to them. Okay. Well, I'm going to start off with something that we have this week. It started the 19th to the 28th at the Exeter and Wyomissing Five Below stores. We all know them. They're great for all kinds of presents, getting back to school. I know the kids don't want to hear that. But we have a flyer on our Facebook pages and our LinkedIn pages and our newsletter that we put out for May. It'll also, so it's in the May newsletter, and it's a little flyer like this. And if you cut this out and physically take this little form to the stores, they will, they'll give us 10% of the dollars spent will come back to us so that we can continue to do the LEAP program, to do the newsletter, and get back out into the community, to do your service events that you get out in the community and do. So that's one thing.
Tell us about the ADA.
Yes, so excited about this. This is new. We decided to recreate our walk and do an art show and an ADA awareness event. And it is going to be July 26th from 3 to 8 p.m. at the Inn of Reading at the 1040 North Park Road. I'm so excited about this. We're working with Laura Sueda, and she is our events coordinator, and she has organized such a wonderful event, and we're going to have approximately 35 artists, all with disabilities of a wide variety of creativity, and the artists are so excited to be able to do this, speak to the community, sell their art, show their art, and get out there.
And it's an actual free event, is that
It
correct?
is a free event, and
Very
it's
good.
going to be very handicapped accessible, so come on out and meet everybody.
I know school's about to be over. Do you have anything for our youth?
We do. Abilities in Motion and Shady Hollow Assisted Ride Program has a teens ride through the youth group here in our community. So June 3rd, June 17th, July 15th, July 29th, August 12th, and August 26th from 2 to 3:30. All dates are Saturdays, so you can not worry about working. This is free to the youth ages 14 to 25. And to register, we'd love for you to call JC, again at our home office, 610-376-0010. And JC's extension is 105 by the 20th.
All right.
So wrap it up and get it done today, tomorrow, because it's getting there. Yeah.
Well, listen, before we run out of time, you've given a lot of information, but can you tell us where our viewers, where persons can go to see us on social media? Can you give us the rundown?
Absolutely. So we have a social media Facebook page under Abilities in Motion, and you'll see our green icon. We also have a Twitter page. It's at BCCIL6. And we have LinkedIn, which is a business to business. So if you'd like to link in with us professionally, we'd be more than happy to swap stories and resources and work together in the community. And then we have our monthly newsletter as well, which can be obtained. If anybody calls, we can get your email and send that out to you.
So in closing, let's put our hands together and say that slogan together. Leap it forward! Leap it forward. So to our viewers, if you have anything that you'd like to donate, give us a call at Abilities in Motion. Talk to Shelly. She'd be more than happy to help you. But again, remember, leap it forward. Leap it forward.
That's right.
Let's leap it forward. With the summer and everything, when you see frogs or topaz, they're going to think of that slogan.
That's what that's
leap
for.
it forward. Shelly, thank you so much for being our guest, and thank you for all the information. And again, to our viewers, any questions, please give us a call. Enjoy your day.